Happy anniversary to me. Happy anniversary to me. Happy anniversary, dear Joss. Happy anniversary to me. Woo! Wish you all could see the candle, but if I lift my hand up, the beach wind is gonna beat me to it. So I'm gonna go ahead and blow this candle in honor of 2 years living in LA, baby. Gratitude to the Most High, as always. Cheers, girl. Yay! Universe, angels, ancestors, spirit guides, thank you so much for assisting me and guiding me and supporting me in manifesting this dream of living in LA. If you know me, if you've known your girl for a minute, you know that I have been trying to manifest living in LA for years, y'all, and it took me years to get here, and I am already here. And honestly, to this day, I still have moments where I just cannot believe that that dream has manifested already. And I've been living here for 2 years now, and I'm just so grateful for everything, for every experience that I've had living here in LA, because it has all contributed to the woman that I am now, to the woman that I am becoming, and I absolutely love who I am now and who I am becoming. Universe, angels, ancestors, spirit guides, I surrender to all that you have to align me to. I pray that you align me and guide me towards my highest potential, towards all that is meant for me, towards all that contributes to my soul growth and to the alignment to my soul purpose. I pray that I be here in LA for as long as I am meant to, and I pray that I am aligned with more beautiful relationships that bloom and flourish and contribute to my joy, to my peace, to my comfort. I pray for more comfort. I pray for more security, stability, consistency, opportunity, and all of that beauty that is available to me. I pray to awaken to all the abundance that is available to me living here in LA. I just want to make the most of it. I just want to surrender to all that you have for me, that is for my highest good. And I trust you, universe, angels, ancestors, spirit guides. I trust you. I know that all is well in your hands, and I know that I'm highly protected, divinely guided, and so unconditionally loved by you, and I have nothing to worry about. And I'm so excited for all the growth that awaits me for however much longer I am here in LA. I always get asked like how long I expect to live here in LA, and I've never really had an answer for that. I'm here for as long as I'm meant to be here, and I pray that however long that be, that I just make the most out of it, and that I really outgrow and move on from past karmic cycles that no longer serve me, and I really get to embrace LA as a new version of myself, as a more healed, a more aware, a more empowered version of myself. So I can really, I just want to make the most out of living here, because where I'm from, y'all, the opportunities that exist here, the nature that exists here, the industries that exist here, the people that exist here do not exist where I am from. And I just want to make the most out of this experience, and I feel like I have so far. I'm very proud of myself, and I just want to give gratitude to the Most High, to my spirit team, for just assisting me and guiding me. And I'm just so grateful for it all, y'all. I'm so grateful to be celebrating this 2-year anniversary living in LA. Honestly, we're gonna get into it, y'all. So I had to say that prayer before we get into this conversation, because there is a few important things that I want to get into, especially for those of you who are watching this and have been curious about how my experience in LA has been, or if you're watching this and you yourself are really wanting to move here and are curious about what the experience is like. I'm going to share bits of my journey with you the past 2 years, comparing year 1 with year 2, because they both have been different and unique in their own ways. So we're gonna get into all of the good stuff. Let's get into it, y'all. So the first thing that I really want to talk about is why LA is so special to me and just continues to become increasingly more and more special to me. Before moving here, I think some of like my expectations were revolving like me and my career and the expansion and the growth of my career, and just like getting new clients and throwing events and just like really making my creative agency known. And I also had a lot of aspiration to expand my social life and create new friends that like really align with my ambition and my creativity, because I felt like that's what I was missing back in my home state. I felt like I didn't really resonate with a lot of the people in my environment, and I was really seeking that. I really was desiring that, and I already had some friends here in LA before I moved here, and I was just excited to get to know more people and expand my soul circle. But I did end up manifesting both of those things. We'll get into breaking down briefly year 1 and year 2, but you know, I definitely experienced massive growth in my creative agency, and I totally like became very successful pretty quick not long after moving here, in like getting new clients and like really coming up on my own and taking on huge projects. And I really felt like on top of my game, and it was so awesome to experience that and have that like really high and connect with my friends who like already lived here. It was just all so awesome. But what I was not expecting was the spiritual growth and awakening and expansion that ended up greeting me in living here. And I think that that's been the biggest thing that was A, unexpected, and B, just the most appreciated and cherished. Like, I did not expect LA to spiritually touch me and impact me the way that it has. Like, the person that moved here is not the same person that I am today, and we're gonna get into the specifics, but LA has really become so soul special to me because of how it's awakened me. Like, I've really come into my gifts. I've really awakened into my power and have become so consciously aware of so much in the spiritual realm, in the 5D, and it's just wild to think about. Like, I honestly was not expecting the spiritual transformation that I've been gifted in living here, and I'm so grateful for that. And I don't know if others who move here experience the same, and I'm sure that anyone who really has the courage to move away from family and to move alone into like a new state and like try to make it and like really invest in themselves and their dreams experiences a self transformation. But y'all, like, this isn't surface level spiritual awakening that I'm talking about. Like, this, what I have gone through the past 2 years living in LA has been so deep, and again, we're gonna get into it, but that alone has made LA just so special to me. Like, if I don't end up living here forever, I'm always gonna look back at LA and think about like how this is the place where I stepped into my gifts. This is the place where I really empowered myself, where I really found deeper parts of myself, where I really healed myself. Like, I've done the most healing I think I've ever done in my life here in LA, and I wasn't expecting that, but it's been the greatest gift. And I love you, LA. Like, I love you so much. I love the challenges, I love the obstacles, I love the nature, I love the beaches, I love the trees, I love just everything. I'm so grateful for it all, Whew, year one of LA. I don't remember if I broke it down in my first like 1 year anniversary vlog, but y'all, my first year in LA was the year of immense duality, okay? This is the year where I experienced the highest of highs, like in every aspect of my life. So many dreams were coming true, like moving to LA and living in LA has come true. Having like an ideal roommate situation, like that came true. I was not expecting to fall in love, but I fell in love, and that was like, whoo, y'all, the most beautiful love. And even though we've parted ways, like, I'm so grateful that I'm even in the position now to be able to look back and appreciate that experience for what it was, because I've never experienced a love like that. And so like that came true. I was touching 6 figures, y'all, like 6 figures in my creative agency. Like, I was traveling, I was doing my thing, I was meeting new people. I was like, my birthday, because I moved to LA like in August of 2019, and my birthday's in November. So my birthday was like awesome. Like, it was honestly one of the best birthdays I've ever had. Like, I always envisioned myself like having a birthday where it was like a really nice dinner at a place that I loved, surrounded by all kinds of just sincerely amazing people. And that happened. Like, that birthday was so awesome. Like, I really took a moment to just look around me and be like, wow, like look at the people I'm surrounded by. These people are so amazing. Like, I had my bestest friend from back home. I had my soon-to-be partner. I had like my closest friends, new friends, friends from like different industries. Like, it was just amazing, amazing. And everything was like perfect. Like, from when I moved there to like till COVID started, like in early 2020, like that first half of the year of my first year in LA was just like on cloud nine, in love with every aspect of my life, on top of my A game, getting money, financially stable, secure. Like, I had my partner who was like a dream come true, like a dream come, the sweetest, most romantic, gentle, soft, vulnerable love. Like, whew. Like, my roommate was my best friend. Like, we were living together and it was just like perfect. Everything was perfect. And then COVID hit, right? Like, like it was starting to become known December, January, February. But y'all, like, even the beginning of 2020 was awesome. Like, I had recently just signed a new client, like a retainer client that was like gonna bring me to the next level, travel around the world. In I think February, I went to London for the first time. And then COVID like really hit, and like all like George Floyd and the BLM movement and the marches, like everything just like hit. And I know that you watching, like, I'm sure you experienced that complete 180 in your life, where it's just like you experience that duality. And given that we're on the topic of me, talking about me living in LA, I had just moved to LA like 6-7 months prior to LA becoming a completely different place because of COVID. Everything shutting down, opportunities not being the same. And it was really tough. And I feel like I wasn't able to make the most out of recently moving here, like I just wasn't. And I lost all my clients, and me and my roommates started to have like a lot of friction between us. And then my partner started acting different and just really like distancing himself, and like everything just started everything just was not the same, like literally every aspect of my life. And that was really tough, y'all. Like, that was really tough. I could not see it coming. I could not see 2020 coming at all, And my first year in LA was exactly that. It was like the highest high the first half, and then the lowest of lows in the second half. I ended up, in about a year ago, like when my 1-year lease was ending at my apartment, my roommate like wanted to part ways and she wanted to live alone. And I honestly, like in the midst of COVID, like I did not see that coming. I was not expecting to move. And my grandma got sick. She ended up passing away a couple months later. Like, I didn't know where I was gonna move. Like, just everything honestly felt like it was going to shit, like straight up. And so that was really tough. That was really, really tough. I feel like I lost everything. I feel like I lost the love of my life. I feel like I lost my career. I feel like I lost my home. I feel like I lost my best friend. Like, I ended up losing all of that. And I lost my grandma not long after. I like ended up at the end of the lease like going to visit home because I wanted to make it to see my grandma before she passed. I ended up not making it, and on top of that I ended up getting COVID. And so y'all, like, that was the beginning of my spiritual awakening. Like, all of that was my tower moment. Like, who I was who I was before 2020 and like through 2020, I was just continuously changing, like really going through it. And I am so grateful that I allowed myself to really embrace everything that was happening to me and just allow myself to grow through it. And I wasn't like ignoring or like turning a blind eye to what was happening. So because of that, I feel like it contributed to how year 2 ended up being. And so we're gonna get into that. But y'all, year 1 was the year of duality, was the year of beginning my spiritual awakening, was the year of attaining everything I wished for and then losing everything I wished for. And then now here we are about to step into year 3. But let's talk about year 2. Year 2 started with me being with my family, grieving the loss of my grandma, going through a friendship breakup, going through a partnership breakup, having lost like an apartment that like I genuinely really love. Like the first apartment that I was living in LA, like my first year when I first got there, it was so great, y'all. Like I honestly, everything aligned so perfectly when I first moved here. Granted, it took years, like years of commitment and like really speaking living here into existence, like whoo. But when it aligned beautifully. But year 2, like I was really bummed that I had to let go of that place, but I trusted the divine and how everything was falling apart in my life. And I was really feeling called to heal. And so I was grieving with my family. I was healing from COVID. And once I overcame COVID, I was like, I really want to come back to LA now. I want to find my new place. I want a fresh start. And I want to be in solitude. I felt like I had not experienced solitude throughout everything that I went through in my first year of living in LA. And everything that I was going through, like in my tower moment, like my transition from year 1 to year 2 of LA, like that whole thing was a tower moment that was the beginning of my spiritual awakening. And I ended up like really searching hard, like for the right place. And y'all, it's no joke, okay? Like everyone knows that finding a place in LA is no easy feat. Like one that's like worth your money, one that's like decent. And I ended up finding one that just felt perfect. Like when I saw it, I was like, this is the one. And thank God, like I know that my angels, ancestors, spirit guides, the universe, like they were all in it in helping me manifest this apartment. Though I will say that now that I'm reaching the end of the lease, like I want to move to a different place for multiple reasons, but it was exactly what I needed. It was exactly what I needed to like really dive into my healing, to really continue on in my spiritual awakening, to give myself solitude and to rebuild my life and to pivot and to rediscover myself and who it was that I was becoming. And year 2 has really been that. It's been continuing to invest in my spiritual awakening, leaning into that, and coming to understand who it was that the universe, my spirit team, was aligning me to. Coming to know who I was becoming and who was being birthed, you know? Like I was experiencing, and I'm still experiencing, a rebirth. And you know, it was in year 2 of living in LA where I committed to my YouTube channel, and I'm so grateful for that. Like I have no doubt that I'm gonna have a successful, popular YouTube channel. Like I have no doubt that YouTube is a great investment. And I started my podcast, and I have no doubt that my podcast is going to be very successful. And I have no doubt that my channel and my podcast are going to lead me to amazing opportunities. I have no doubt that they are in alignment with my most authentic self. And I also began really stepping into my gifts. Like, it was in my solitude where I became very grateful and willing and open and vulnerable to really connect with my spirit team and start reading oracle cards and do these energy readings that I share on my channel. And I invested in a 12-week program with Queen Afua for sacred women, where I ended up, you know, like meeting a lot of other amazing divine women, and I like ended up becoming like pretty much plant-based and vegan because of that experience, making my own green juices, like really awakening in just so many different ways. Like, it's amazing to think about. I need to do a video where it's just talking about my spiritual awakening and my symptoms and like just everything that came from it, because it's a lot. But year 2 has been me just really getting to know this new version of myself, and that partnership that I aligned with in year 1, like, I intuitively feel that that is a twin flame of mine. Like, he is my divine masculine, and that in itself in year 2 was just such a trip to like really dive into and learn more about. And I will also do a video on that, on twin flames, and like why I decided to walk away from my divine masculine. But oh man, like year 2, honestly, like it's been tough, but in a different way. Like, I felt like year 1 ended up towards the end being very tough and like a really resistant, struggling, breaking down, like rock bottom type of way. Whereas like this year, this second year of LA has been tough because it's still been uncertain. Like, there's still a lot of uncertainty in my life of how things are unfolding, but there's a lot of faith behind it now. There's a lot of empowerment. There's a lot of like surrender, you know? Like, now I just feel so divine and so like ready and free and liberated and just ready, you know? And it's been really beautiful, really beautiful. And I'm so grateful that I experienced year 2 the way that I did. Again, like, it's not at all how I expected living in LA would be. The majority of me living in LA ended up being surrounding like my spiritual awakening and me really becoming a totally new, upgraded, awakened, aware version of myself. But I'm so grateful for it, and I know that it's all for a divine reason, and I know I'm being guided towards where I'm meant to be, and I know that where I am now is where I'm meant to be, and it's all unfolding beautifully. And the reason why I'm here at this beach filming this is because this place, like in the beginning of year 2, like I came to this beach so much because I felt like I needed to cleanse myself. I needed to be by the water, and there was no one ever here on this beach. Like, I was always alone, and I would like dance and sing and cry and stretch and pray and write and journal, and just, it was so liberating, and it was exactly what I needed. And this beach right here is so dear and special to my heart because this is where I liberated myself. This is where the water helped me cleanse myself and heal from everything that I went through. And there's another really significant spot that I filmed a whole video in, like a little short film about living with intention. I'll tag it right here. But that place is also very special to me because once I felt very cleansed, I started feeling called towards being around a lot of trees, because once I was very cleansed, I felt called to be very grounded. And so then I just felt really called to be in that place. And it just, these two places have been very significant to my becoming and my arrival and my self-realization and my awakening. So who knows how year 3 will be, but y'all, that is how year 2 has been. A lot of surrender, a lot of acceptance, a lot of uncertainty, but a lot of faith, and a lot of integration. A lot of integration. So I think this vlog ended up being a bit longer than I anticipated, but I had quite a bit to say, and I honestly just wanted to analog this and record this and like just keep this forever on my channel, just for my own keepsake, to like keep track of my evolution and growth every year. And I'm excited for what year 3 has to bring. I pray that it brings just even more alignment to my higher self and my most authentic self and where it is that I'm meant to be. I pray that I just continue to be a pure vessel of love and healing in this world, and I pray to be guided along the way, and I pray that I be living in LA comfortably, abundantly, confidently, for as long as I'm meant to be here. And I pray that if and when I'm no longer meant to be living in LA, that I surrender to that and it come as like a very clear sign. And I just pray to be continuously more accepting and loving and awakened and empowered and able to surrender to life, you know? Just so many changes, and the fact that I've experienced those immense changes in the city of LA, like, it's just, I guess, was in my divine plan, and I accept that. And I feel like I've been acing the test, and I've been doing the best that I can, and I'm just very proud of myself. I'm very proud of myself. Like, what I have gone through the past 2 years has not been easy, but I've really, like, look at me evolving into my higher self through it all, and really stepping into my gifts and really welcoming divine guidance in my spirit team, and just becoming consciously aware of all of that and so much more. And it's all happening in LA, and that's why LA is just so special to me. And I really just wanted to take the time to congratulate myself and celebrate 2 years of living in LA. So it's all been unfolding so unexpectedly, not how I envisioned in the years before living here, but it's great. Like, I know that it's all meant to be, and I wanted to share this celebration with you all, and I wanted you all to know like exactly how these 2 years have been, and I'm just excited. Like, I'm really excited for how year 3 is gonna be, y'all. Like, I'm really excited. So all praise to the Most High. Thank you all. If you're still watching this, so much love and gratitude to you. I appreciate you, and let's continue growing and learning and evolving and trusting where we are and how we are and how everything is unfolding, and just being more accepting, being more surrendering, and really returning home to ourselves. So peace and love. Thank you, LA. I'm so grateful for you. And I welcome friendships that are genuine, that align with my soul and spirit. I welcome opportunities that are in alignment with my soul and spirit and my soul purpose, and that really bring out and contribute to my joy and liberation and purpose and fulfillment. Like, I welcome fulfillment every single day, and excitement, and more time spent in nature, and just really allowing myself to rest when I need to rest. I welcome consistency and stability and growth. I welcome dedication and commitment to myself in all areas of my life. I welcome more love, more lights. I welcome all that contributes goodness to my life, and I welcome all that helps me contribute goodness to the world. So I'll end it with that. I'm gonna enjoy the beach. Bye, y'all.